Good morning. I think it's still morning for everyone. Thanks very much to Anthony and James and everyone for having me here today. It's certainly a conference that I was excited to just come and attend and to look and listen. We're certainly not digital experts in any way, so certainly here to try and sort of meet as many people and learn as much as I can. And I've really been asked here today to talk to you about a recruitment process that we went through late last year. Our search for the Digital Dragon, a bit of a mind map up there of what we did and how we went about it. I guess essentially we figured that for a role such as this, recruiting in the traditional way probably really wasn't going to give us the outcomes that we needed. Probably took a little bit of a gamble. We certainly had lots of fun along the way, and I guess we were pleasantly surprised with the outcomes. Like everything, as it was something that we sort of tried, and as Kyle suggested, you have a bit of a crack and see what happens. We could have done some things better. We, maybe could have reached some more people than what we did actually reach. But I guess for a first up go and for what we actually did achieve and the person that we now have, we're going okay. But before I actually take you through this process, I think it's probably important that I just kind of help set the scene here in terms of a little bit about who we are and where we actually started and why we went about this process. The St.George Illawarra Dragons are one of the strongest brands in rugby league, a club that's steeped in history and tradition, that's been around since 1921, probably most famous for a world record 11 premierships in a row between 1956 and 1966. Currently we're the number one supported club in New South Wales, which is the number one consumer market for rugby league in Australia. Fortunately, I can use this image. Nobody else has been able to use this image for 31 years, so it's been used quite a bit throughout our organisation. But as was mentioned previously, we are the current premiers. Having won the premiership, it gave us the opportunity to participate in the World Club Challenge, which we went to in the UK earlier this year, which we were also fortunate enough to win. We had the highest combined home and away attendances of all the NRL clubs last season, and also the highest television ratings. We currently have the highest ticketed membership program in the NRL and the second largest overall membership program. This year we passed through 20,000 Red V members, which I guess for all the AFL people in the room isn't very big. But for us in rugby league and in Sydney, membership as a concept has really only been around, I guess, over the last probably 4 or 5 years. And traditionally membership for rugby league clubs has been based on licensed clubs. Licensed clubs are the key stakeholders in rugby league clubs in New South Wales. So our St George Leagues Club, for example, has over 45,000 members. We play out of 2 small suburban stadiums. This is Wynn Jubilee Oval in Kogarah, and this is Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. Both of these stadiums only have a capacity of 20,000 people. But Roy Morgan research and other research suggests that we've got around 600,000 fans. So whilst we sit at the top of the game in terms of some of the other key performance indicators that I mentioned previously, from a digital perspective, we probably sit mid-table. We could probably, and are certainly working towards improving that, like to be at the top of the table in everything. So I guess as we started our digital journey and our search for the Digital Dragon, this was really one of the questions that we asked ourselves was, if research suggests that we've got 600,000 fans, but we've only got 20,000 members, where are the other 580,000 and how do we reach them? How do we talk to them? So in terms of this, probably there's a lot of things our business could do. A lot of departments can pitch in and help out here and answer that question, but I guess from my department, from a communications perspective, I guess if I had a more structured and sound digital strategy, it could certainly help along the way. So I guess that sort of led us to why. And essentially, we had some convincing to do, like all clubs, businesses. There's competing priorities, competing resources. So we had to convince some of the key decision makers that we probably need a little bit more help, probably needed some investment, probably needed a little bit of advice from externally, and we probably also needed some additional resources. So we showed them graphs like this, a lot of the facts and figures that Kyle mentioned previously about the fact that if Facebook was a country to be the third largest in the world, the average growth of Twitter is 400,000 per day. Things like this. Showed them some numbers up there. We talked about, the numbers of people that are on social media, sort of looking then if we've got 600,000 fans, roughly how many of those would be on Twitter and Facebook and in social media. Showed them a little bit about the demographics and things like that. And we talked to them about how we can't really afford to communicate with people one way anymore. We need to have two-way conversations with people. We need to remove the RSS feeds, which was all we were really able to do from a resource perspective. Essentially, we sort of said, well, I think we need to kind of get in this space or we're going to get left behind here. So, fortunately, we had a positive result and we went in search of our digital dragon. So, who was the digital dragon? Who was it? Who did we need? I guess, like any employee, we wanted somebody with the generic core skills that would make them a good team player, someone who was honest, respectful, committed, reliable. And then we also had to recognise that our business isn't necessarily normal working in a rugby league club, and I guess a lot of people here who work with a sporting team and work with elite athletes, there's a lot of things that aren't normal or are perhaps a little harder than what they need to be from time to time. You're dealing with elite athletes, you're dealing with athletes who are tired, who are cranky, who have lost, who are hungry. You're dealing with managers and coaches, and does anybody know Wayne Bennett? He's a lovely man, but he's not the greatest of people in terms of communicating. I'm sure we've all seen the press conferences, and the things he does internally and with our club is fantastic. But as a communications person, we have lots of fantastic ideas that we go and we say, hey, Wayne, let's do this. No, Joe, no. So anyway, we're working on that. We're certainly getting there. So I've just got a little video there to show some of you, I guess, if you perhaps don't work in sports, some of the trying times that
Okay, let's get this rolling.
Can happen.
Hey, bit of hush. Bit of hush over there, eh?
Testing. Testicles.
Sorry, mate. Oh. What I found.
Good luck tonight. Thanks, mate. There he is, Dean Young. Filling in for Ben Hornby. That is more of Dragons TV.
Wayne, have you made a decision on your future as far as where you're going to go, and you're going to keep it a secret until the end of the season?
You've been sleeping over there?
What a cracking match. The Tigers never say die, and the Dragons once again.
Let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Action.
Yeah, I reckon you're our favourite today, Sally.
Hi, Johnny.
2005, he hasn't played his last Test match, so
I'd like to thank all the Red V members for becoming...
I hate this stuff. I hate it.
I've just been with the Cold Rescue thing we had today for a bit of team bonding. What was your experience of the day?
Let's just go one more from the top. So.
We want one more from the top. Cut. That's it.
So yeah, it's not always easy. Someone said to me, it's a little bit like working with kids and animals. You never really know what you're going to get. So the question then was how? We sort of figured that for someone for the necessary qualities and characteristics that we wanted for this role, someone who was going to engage and be really active within this space, we sort of thought, well, I guess we need to sort of show that we're into it, we're for real here, we want to actually be innovative. So we decided that we wanted to create some content, and we did also still have the traditional CV application, and that I guess also was largely to convince some of the key decision makers that we do have a fallback position here. If our crazy idea about getting someone to create a video, some user-generated content doesn't work, we've still got it, we'll be okay, we'll find something. So the main component of the application was a 30-second video clip, And we utilised our former player and club ambassador in Wendell Saylor, who we're very fortunate. He has a fairly larger-than-life character and personality.
Hi, Big Del here. We're looking for the Digital Dragon to join our team. This is no ordinary job opportunity. You'll have to deliver entertaining online programs and create cutting-edge content for Red V fans. Take the challenge and get creative. Submit a 30-second video and details that show why you're the best person for the job. If you're successful, you can get a chance to work and dance with Big Del. For more information, go to dragons.com.au. Go the Dragons! Go, go, go!
He's very shy. So as I said before, obviously a CV would only provide us with the applicants, their work experience, their skill sets and their education, but the video clip we thought would provide us a little bit of an insight into somebody's personality, how creative they are, some enthusiasm, what their attitude might be, and also their links and connections. You know, are they on Facebook and Twitter, and how easily are they going to be able to share our information. So this was a website that was sort of set up that had more information there and certainly made my management more comfortable. The next question for us was where? I guess we determined that if we were looking for somebody in the digital space, then this is probably where we should look, and the traditional methods of advertising probably weren't really going to suit. So essentially we just used our website, and we used our own channels. We used email, obviously, as well. We did place an internet advertisement, but we used our own Facebook page, our Twitter account, and we also utilised Wendell, who has far more followers than what we do. The results? Well, to be honest, we were just really keen to see the video content, so I probably wasn't as diligent as what I should have been in terms of tracking how quickly it spread and everything, but certainly there was a number of tweets and retweeted within minutes of when the information was sort of first released out there. We had some good results from the little clip that we did with Clive there. We had obviously 40,000 video plays and some good click-through rates. Most of our sort of banner ads and things were sort of giving us less than 1% click-through rate. So that, in general terms, in terms of marketing, was a good learning outside of this process for us anyway. We also placed the ad on our YouTube channel, and we did a few ads on Facebook. I'm now going to show you some of the videos. Hopefully the internet connection works. Maybe you can have a guess at which one we actually picked.
David Campbell here, and I'm a Dragons fan, but I'm also a journalist looking to break into the communications sector, and a journalist who sees himself as the next digital dragon. I have worked at the MacArthur Chronicle for 3 years, where I established and managed Facebook and Twitter pages for the paper. I also helped relaunch the newspaper's website, which I update daily. Becoming the digital dragon would allow me to mix my passion for work with my passion for the team that breaks my heart every year. Hell, even my unborn daughter is going to be a Dragons fan. I want to be the digital dragon, and I want to dance with Big Del. Red V, it's part of me.
There's 2 more.
For every rugby league player, coach and fan, each season is a journey. The destination, the Premier. How we witness and experience that journey is changing daily. Through the internet and electronic media, fans can immerse themselves in the club like never before. The challenge for the Dragons is to take hold of this and reach out to the people, to kids playing on the weekend and to fans in the grandstand. As St.George Illawarra embark on the next step of their journey, I can play my part as the Digital Dragon.
Digital Dragon.
What kind of person does it take to be the Digital Dragon? Someone with technical skills. Someone who understands what fans really want.
No, I don't really moisturise or anything like that.
Someone with new ideas.
Have you ever considered whale watching?
Someone who knows how to seize an opportunity when they see it. Someone like me.
Okay, so lots of creativity, lots of amazing talent out there. We were really blown away by it. Does anyone want to have a guess at who the winner might have been? Which one? The first one? No, it wasn't the first one. It was the guy who tagged in with the red V, and obviously that wasn't the only criteria. We did have some other bits and pieces because for us it was also about where we're up to with our digital journey. We're very much at the start of it, so we needed someone with some skills to be able to help us establish that. And you know, we can't go totally crazy or anything as yet either. So sort of fitting in all of those things. But yeah, some fantastic content, lots of fun, and we were really blown away by it. So just to take you through the selection criteria that we went through, as I said before, the CV provided us with the experience and skill set, also kept my boss happy. The development phase was important that I had someone in there who had the skill sets to help me build and help establish some things, and also not get totally frustrated, I guess, that it can't be totally creative and implement all these things that they'd maybe implemented somewhere else. So I needed to manage that and understand that. Part of the brief was to make it 30 seconds. So I need someone who can do something. And so was the video that they did it meet the process? Did it meet the requirements? Was it 30 seconds? Did it suit the brief in terms of what we were looking for? Was it engaging? Was it shareable? Was it something that we were going to want to create and have in our business? Creative? And how many plays? And that for us sort of was a bit of an indication of the social network that these people already have. These clips had to be uploaded to YouTube so we could see how many times they'd been played and things like that. So it gave us a bit of an indication into the established networks that these people already had, and that what they could potentially bring to our business. So the Digital Dragon. Our Digital Dragon only took up our position in January, so he's only been around for a few months. And as I said before, we're certainly sitting mid-table, but on the digital side of things, but we're certainly, we believe, building some solid foundations for growth to help us move forward. The key accountabilities, obviously, a daily social media interaction and management, development of strategy. He's got some good graphic design skills. This is helping us out. We've produced a really pretty cool digital brand. Got great production skills, as you could see from the video. This here's just a little video that shows that basically our engagement have really increased. Having an extra resource has enabled us to take away the boring RSS feeds from our website, and we've essentially doubled our weekly user engagement just through being able to remove this simple process. He's been involved in helping establish through the NRL and the Sport of the Club Network our iPhone application. We've also launched a new online retail store this year. We had a pretty one that wasn't as reliable, but we've got a new whiz-bang one now, so if anyone's a Dragons fan, check out the Dragons Tower. And we've also just recently launched My Dragons, which is a basically an online destination for Dragons fans, a bit of a fan hub really, which we're first in the NRL, something we're pretty proud of, but again, we're just building that. Then to, I guess, as with any process, some of the lessons that we learned along the way. Just enthusiasm, I think you can see from those few videos there, and certainly the others that we had, there's just enormous enthusiasm for our brand out there, and I guess for everybody's brand in this room, there's people with a lot of passion for that. So we were really able to harness that as well. Like obviously we could only have one digital dragon, but we've been able to utilise some of the other people within our business for specific campaigns or to assist us on match day and things like that, where there's obviously a lot of content that we can capture. And it's also important that you've got enthusiastic people on the inside who can, I guess, commit and can contribute to what is very much a 24/7 role. Obviously, I don't employ someone 24/7. Couldn't afford to employ someone 24/7, but if someone's enthusiastic and passionate about your brand, then they're probably going to go a little bit extra. They're not going to walk in at 9 and walk out at 5 and turn their phone off and not really check the account. So that, for us, is just massive. Obviously, the more you itch, or the more you scratch, the more you itch. So it's about trying to manage that, really. Just engagement, as the little video from previously, just through just simple thing of engaging and turning off our RSS feeds, our numbers have grown dramatically, and it's just something everybody in the room here knows, and we just can't ignore that. The last one there was, I guess for us, was fish where the fish are. I mean, as I said, we could have probably done it a little bit better and reached a wider audience. We were really only within our tribe, so to speak, using our own communication channels, but excuse me, we certainly relied on the very nature of social media and hoped that if we created something that was engaging, that people would share it. And, you know, the statistics certainly indicated that that the word was out there in terms of the number of YouTube plays we had and the number of retweets and things like that. So, again, not necessarily bulletproof, and, you know, maybe wouldn't work in other organisations, but certainly, like I said, we're happy with our outcome, and we're certainly building some solid foundations, and we've got a long way to go. So, yeah, that's where we're at now. Thanks very much.